Thank you very much for coming. Give yourselves a round of applause just to kick things off. Welcome to the second TAFE New South Wales AVID Innovative Music Mixing Awards. These awards reflect the strong relationship TAFE New South Wales has with a range. That would be you, Lutfi. Thank you. Quick round of applause for our crew over here. Our strong relationship with creative industries, technology companies. In particular, our relationship with AVID goes back many, many years, and it's as strong as it's ever been. Pro Tools, I'm not telling anyone here anything new, but Pro Tools MIDI Composer are industry standard software and hardware used to create content across the world. So we're thrilled to have such a great, close relationship with AVID. TAFE New South Wales has two AVID Learning Partner Centres in Newcastle and St Leonards. So we can deliver accredited AVID training, and we deliver Pro Tools and MIDI Composer in most creative campuses across the state. Innovative Music, who are also another one of our partners today, are one of the main distributors of AVID products across New South Wales. And we're also very grateful for their support. So this afternoon, the categories that you're going to hear are Best Original Song, Best Instrumental Mix, Best Mix of a Rearrangement, Best Mix of a Live Recording, Best Podcast, Sound Design and Score for Film, Games or Podcast. So what this does, it reflects the range of content produced by the students here at TAFE New South Wales. And it's one of the great things about working at TAFE is seeing what the students come up with roughly the same brief and the range of stuff that they can complete, which is always impressive to me. Right, before we go too much further, we would like to acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island peoples as traditional custodians of the land, rivers and seas. We acknowledge and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging of all nations. And that is the lovely Blue Mountains where I live, and I always use that slide, just because. Now, to get through this particular awards, we had a lot of support from industry partners. Sadly, most of them can't be here because they run recording studios, and so they are all doing mixes or productions, which is a good sign. So we have Zigzag Post around the corner here in Crow's Nest, Squeaky Clean Studios, Forbes Street Studios, Ample, and Rumble Studios. So they'll very kindly listen to a lot of music and in some cases gave some really great feedback about how students could improve, but also what they got right, which is also really important. I think at this point, I'd like to invite Lutfi Haidi to come up and just do a bit of the important TAFE New South Wales safety housekeeping. Round of applause for Lutfi.
Thanks, Steve, and thanks everyone for coming along today. Warm welcome to our awardees, and congratulations to you all. I'd also like to thank our students for helping out today and making this event happen. There will be a more detailed thank you coming up, so I've been asked to keep this short and just keep it to around housekeeping. But just for safety, everyone today, in the event of fire or evacuation, we'll be heading directly behind you through the large doors, and there's an evacuation point behind. If in doubt, just follow me. I'll be running that way. In an orderly fashion, of course. And toilets, if you aren't aware, just at the door here to the left. And really, that's it. But again, thank you for coming along today. We do really love our partnership that TAFE has with AVID and the Innovative Music Australia organisation. And I would like to also just extend a warm welcome to you all, and also to our Director Raf and Director Jasmine of our skills team here, and of course Richard, the head of the SEN, and of course all the staff here that have been able to make these awards possible and supporting our students in their wonderful pursuits of all things creative and all things TAFE. So thanks again. Back to Steve.
That was just a sneaky excuse to get Lutfi on stage. Even more exciting now, I would love to welcome our dear friend, Shauna Purcell, Audio Partner, Account Manager and Head of Marketing for ANZ for AVID Australia.
Thank you. Just want to make sure my mic technique is good because Steve will never let me forget about it. Yes, as Steve has said, my name is Shauna Purcell. I work for AVID. I have for the last 5 years. However, before that, before traveling and all of that kind of stuff, I was a student. My background is in audio, very passionate about the creative industries and all of those kind of things. So when I started at AVID, engaging with education institutions is something that was extremely passionate, or something that I was extremely passionate about. You know, just looking at how AVID can better engage with the next generation of creators and our educational institutions that are trying to basically get people jobs and teach them the right things, which is what TAFE does, which is why we are such a close partner with TAFE. I've known Steve, oh, how long now? 4 years. Wow, God. I've known Steve for 4 years now, which has been a privilege, and I just do want to also say a special thanks to Steve and the rest of the team here for organising this. This was an initiative that we started last year, I believe. We had the first awards last year, and it's just great to see how this has grown. So thank you everyone who's applied for this. We listened to all of your work. It was amazing. But no, proper thanks to Steve for just putting this all on. It takes a certain individual to take time out of their day that is their job, kind of, in a way, but to put something like this together. And it's just really great to see because there aren't a lot of institutions doing stuff like this. And it's amazing that we can be involved. And again, it's something that I'm passionate about, but AVID as a whole is passionate about. So if you don't know AVID, I should probably introduce the company I work for. If you don't know AVID Technology, we are a media and technology company based out of the US. I guess the more familiar tools you'd be familiar with would be Pro Tools and Media Composer, which are our creative licensing tools, allowing you to edit videos and TV shows and edit content on that sense, and then obviously the audio side there from music creation to music post. So again, we're very involved in the creative industry. Obviously our solutions scale up to broadcast and full-on end-to-end infrastructures, which my colleague Andrew Chow at the back is more familiar with than I am. I do focus more on the creative side. But yeah, that's AVID as a whole, hence why we're involved in this, because obviously a lot of people here and individuals have done a lot of awesome creative works that, again, we listened and watched to, utilizing our tools, or if you're not utilizing our tools, hopefully you win and then you get our tools. So you can start using them, which again is the aim, it's exposure. So yeah, my background is, with my background, this is something I'm very passionate about and just encouraging individuals to get into the industry. As tokens of my advice, again, I'm only at AVID and definitely more on the business side now these days, especially thanks to COVID, no more live performing, which again, Steve constantly reminds me I need to get back into, so thank you. See, he even supports me in my career, it's amazing. Yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, it's something that's definitely passionate about and what we want to do more in. So yeah, my tokens of advice for anyone entering into the industry is patience, confidence. My biggest advice is definitely find someone to shadow from or grab a mentor. I'm very passionate about mentoring and happy to chat with people about that after. Not me being your direct mentor, but I do work with an organization who runs a mentoring program for the broadcast and technical sides. But yeah, my biggest passion is definitely on the mentoring side. It's probably my biggest point is just meet people, network, put your name out there. No one will ever say no, really, in this industry. They want people to come and go, hey, can I learn from you? So that would be my advice, is just show, do your job, do the work, all that kind of stuff, but definitely reach out, make connections. Networking is a big thing, and if you have the opportunity to grab a mentor, take it and run with it. Steve, before we go into this, did you also want me to mention our Media Composer announcement? Is that more relevant to the film side? So separate to some of the audio stuff, obviously we do Pro Tools, and that's what the awards are here today, and I'll go through that in a second. But another announcement that Steve and I wanted to discuss is a recent announcement from AVID. So if anyone is on the video side of things, wanting to get into video post or broadcast or anything to do with editing, really, AVID just announced our free Media Composer for Students initiative, which is through the AVID affiliate program. It's kind of that lower tier below the AVID Learning Partner, which TAFE already is at 2 campuses. That initiative essentially allows students with a free seat of media composer that they can use at home. So that's a really great initiative, because that's something that we've kind of struggled with, is that gap, because it's that expectation that, you know, students want to work remotely, or they've just graduated, or whatever the case may be, and they would just want to do their stuff at home. This is a really great opportunity, I guess, for TAFE to jump on board. It's completely free. We enable you with training and resources, but your students essentially get a license for free, which is amazing, because we want people to be learning on Media Composer. On the Pro Tools side, we'll get there. Apart from that, look, the prizes today, what we'll go through is essentially we've got the headphones, which is an AI, and AVID collaboration. They are pretty decent headphones. I have some myself, and I love them for meetings. And then an Mbox Studio, which is our recent interface launch. I believe we launched that in November. So that's a really sweet box. Again, I wish I had one myself. And then you've got the biggest one down the bottom, which is more control surface in our control surface family. So those will be going out to the lucky 3 winners, which I am not privy to just yet. Well, I know, but I'm not announcing them. So yeah, on that point, Steve, I might hand that back to you, and we roll with the awards, unless I missed anything.
No, that's good.
No? Stunning. Cool. Over here. Oh, I stand here.
All right, anyone who's ever run a graduation knows this bit's fraught with danger, so wish us all luck. So each prize winner, I think you've been briefed by a fabulous crew, but we'll go over it one more time. Each prize winner will come to the stage, collect your award, get a lovely photo taken with the fabulous Tom. And while we're doing that, we're going to hear about 20, 30 seconds of the track that they won for. Aren't we? Okay, good. For these main categories, each runner-up and each winner gets a year's subscription to Pro Tools. So that's the main prize for everyone who's coming up. And then at the end, we'll go through the first, second, and third prize winners who get the kit down the front. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? Yes. Okay, all right. Yes. All right, best mix of original songs. So I suppose I should preface these first 4 categories is the judgment was about the mix, not necessarily about the content. Content was important, but it's about the quality of the mix.
I struggled with, because I was just like, I love this song. This is
I know.
Great. And Steve was just like, it's not about the song.
It's about the mix.
Mix,
as it turns out, the songs are pretty good as well. Yes. All right, so first cab off the rank, we have runner-up, Lachlan Morgan from Newcastle campus, Clever Disguise. Now Sam's overseas, I believe, working in a studio, is that right, Lutfi? Yes. So, which is a great result, so he can't be with us. All right, so that's best original song, best mix of original song. Next, we have best mix of an instrumental or composition. Now, we took the line of something is a song if it has lyrics. If it doesn't have lyrics, it's not a song, according to the copyright law. So, that's where the difference comes with these. So, co-winner from Newcastle, Matt Graham, for his song, his instrumental called Instrumental. Yep. And this was a split decision from our judges, so we have co-winner Mackenzie Scott from Wollongong with her beautiful piece Clove. Now, if anyone wants to jump on the internet and look up Make Music Day 2022, we will find Mackenzie playing a beautiful piano piece on that as well. All right, next. This is very exciting. We didn't do this last year, but we do it this year. Best Podcast Radio Feature or Digital Story. So we have runner-up, Katie O'Neill for Indigenous Seasons.
It's cold, but there's a brilliant blue sky above us. And we are reminded that spring is around the corner. People are out everywhere, walking their dogs, lining up at the bakery, wandering through the little market selling pottery and handmade clothes.
All right, and our winner for this year is Mary Raposa from Alpha from Ultimo, Nerdy and Wordy.
This happened in the Philippines, 2012. It was just my mom and I. After a long day in the mall, we were on our way home. Public transport in the Philippines is chaotic, almost anarchic. We have to fight for a spot in any mode of transportation you choose. It was by some luck we managed to hail a cab that day. It was one of those newer model taxis with a sleek coat and clean interior. My mom sat shotgun and I took the back seat. After telling the driver our address, we were on our way.
What happens next? That's a fabulous, well done, that was a great story. Best mix of a recorded live performance. I've mixed a live album or two and this stuff's hard, so I certainly appreciate this one. All right, our runner-up is Lewis Thorne from Newcastle. I think it's AHM by Bryce Desner. Right, and winner for Best Recorded Live Performance is Matt Graham from Newcastle, his version of Big Big Train, Transit of Venus Across the Sun. Don't know how you talk Peter Gabriel into singing on your song, but well done. All right, Best Original Score for Film, Game or Podcast. Now we're seeing, this is where we get a little bit scary in terms of the logistics of today. Our runner-up is Jean Passon at Ultimo, TAFE for her soundtrack to Journeyman. Oh, teams. All right, let's try that again. Cheers. All right, let's try this again. Oh, fraught with danger. Okay, Jean, are you there? Jean, I think. Oh, how many times have we said this last 5 years? You're on mute.
Is she on mute?
Hello, are you there? Oh, look.
Just wave.
Let's wave. Can everyone give her a round of applause? All right, well, maybe between now and if by some chance you win another prize, you might sort that one out. And the next is Matthew Sires from St Leonard's for his soundtrack for Baraka. All right, So that's very intense. I can't do that to you for much longer, but it was really awesome. All right, best mix of a rearrangement or remix. So this is taking someone else's material and doing something different with it. So, runner-up, Lewis Thorne, remix of various artists, I'm calling it. I think it's a pretty good example of the breadth, recording a string quartet, was it? One day, electronic music the next, so well done. All right, the winner for Best Rearrangement Remix is Jean Passon. Town. All right, I think we're muted. Have we got you yet? Can anyone read lips? Thank you. Round of applause. St Leonard's College for his car FX purgatory move film. We got sound from the laptop. All right, and have we got audio here for the laptop still? Okay, and again, Jean Passon for her soundtrack Emily Jo. There it is. All right. Phew. All right. Okay, major prize winners. So I might ask Raphael Marcelino to come up and join us. These three major prize winners were selected for the category they won, but also the broad range of the work that they did. There are a lot of people that contributed, a lot of submissions that we haven't heard today because they might have come third or fourth, but it's the kind of body of work that led to this particular award being given. So the first one, third place is, there's no music for this, Sam Clift from St Leonard's, who gets
AI. That's a really good brand. Yeah.
Good ones, yeah.
There you go, Sam.
Sam is going to love these.
Yes.
Although he does prefer Dine Audios, but hey, this will work for the time.
Pete.
Oh, wait, you got the award too.
Okay, thank you very much. On behalf of Sam, thanks guys.
Is anyone good at Photoshop? We'll just get Sam's head.
Well, if anyone's good at Photoshop, you're in the right place. All right. Now, we're doing this because it's well-deserved, but as you can imagine, second place is going to Jean Passon from Ultimo TAFE. All right. So well done, Jean. She did a lot of great work across a lot of different categories. We just lost her. Oh, that's a good idea. You've done this before. Maybe she could type something into the chat while we're waiting.
Types into the chat. I've got
Oh,
one.
why
I don't
not?
want it. That's all right. I'll take it. Don't worry. I got it.
All right. Thank you very much, and well done. So, we're typing in the chat, did we? All right. And our first place winner for a range of really great submissions across a range of different kind of categories. Matt Graham from Newcastle campus, AVID S1 from AVID Australia. Would you like to say anything, Matt?
Yeah, you just take it.
Yes,
Take
Okay.
I would. Yes. I speak for my two mute co-winners. So I get to speak 3 times as long.
Yes.
No.
Please do.
Thank you to TAFE, to AVID, to Innovative Music. This is a career that is hard to get a start in without a lot of expensive things. So one expensive thing is a good way to start, but it's also, it chips away at that imposter syndrome that I think sits in the head of all creative people and just helps us sort of just a little bit by little bit believe that maybe there's something good that we can actually do in the real world. Thank you to Lee and to Mitch and to Colin, my mixing teachers, and Teresa Conicella, who's the department and is an absolute Viking and an incredible creative and a passionate believer in her students and in the art and in the process and in TAFE. Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you to everyone here because you're all lovely people and it's been wonderful to hear your contributions. Thank you.
Thank you, you're off the hook.
Nice.
All right, so I'm just going through a few more student opportunities similar to this that all the students in the room I think should look at, as well as these people over here and anyone who's watching online. Not surprisingly, we have the 2023 AVID Mixing Awards. So everyone who's enrolled this year is hopefully now enthused to submit the variety of work that we're able to look at for the 2023 awards, which we will, it will be due at the beginning of next year. So sort of end of January will be the submission date. And I promise we will have an award ceremony earlier than May. A very exciting initiative, we've got a thing called APRA Song Hubs, TAFE New South Wales. So that's happening in July 10 to 13 at Ultimo campus. So this is an elite songwriting camp. It will be supervised by 3 or 4 independent artists who are going to come in and write songs with TAFE students. So applications will be open, I think, the end of May. You will all be spammed in your email about this. You know the process of writing a song, having no song at 9 o'clock in the morning and walking out with a song at 6 o'clock, because it is totally doable. And last but not least, the Roland Cloud and TAFE New South Wales competition. So we have Roland Cloud software across all our campuses. Use Roland Cloud in your submissions of any sort and you go in the running to win Roland prizes and get content featured on their Facebook page, which is currently running at about 1 million people. So, you know, that's certainly worthwhile. So thank you very much for coming. I will run through a few thank yous, of course. Staff and students here at St Leonard's, please give them a round of applause. Particularly Lutfi and Dan Fursby, done a great job. And Mike, of course, Mike, we can't see Mike, which is probably how he likes it. We kind of grab any opportunity to make something a real world experience. So when I said to Lutfi, would you like to host the awards? He does this. So that's great. No pressure, but this was an assessment event you've been witnessing, so I'm sure they are passed with flying colours, didn't they? Now competent. All right, Shauna, Purcell and Drew, and of course Andrew from AVID, please give them a big round of applause. And of course the team from Innovative Music for their ongoing support for these last 2 years. Couldn't have done it without them. I'd also like to thank all the students who were brave enough to submit work to this competition. It is hard, and I know that there's a certain reluctance to it, but the advice is just chuck it in there. Like, you know, at worst, someone will give you some feedback that's useful. And at best, you walk away with a Pro Tools subscription or some nice hardware. as Matt pointed out. Just as importantly, and I'm glad you mentioned it, all the amazing teachers at TAFE New South Wales who make this possible. They play a critical role in every single submission that we have gotten this year. There's a few in the room, so let's give Peter a clap. I mean, there's a few others. And of course, the ongoing support of the TAFE executive team in row 2 here. So look, my advice, I think we've finished a little bit early, so mill about, have a chat, meet each other, meet the teachers, have a chat with the AVID people, and we'll see most of you hopefully this time next year when you submit in the 2023 awards. Thanks very much.
Well done, Jean.